here. I know you're gonna dig this.
A second for one, and that's the man trapped at third and taken out. And second and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? This is K Dix coming to you again on a Monday, July 24th, 2023. It's just me by myself doing my thing. Hopefully, we'll get Dana on shortly, and we'll get Mo on shortly. A little delayed with those guys, so. Mo might be calling in today. And, excuse me. Mo might be calling in today. He got family in town, and Dana should be calling in shortly. So we're going to see what's going on with those guys and do what we do, how we do. So before we get started, I'm going to give a shout out to my cousin, Godfrey Patterson. Had a little mishap. Got him in the hospital in the rehab. He talked to him yesterday. He's doing really good. I'll let him know that, I'm thinking about him. Glad I talked to him. My little cousin hit me up, asked me for the number because she said, "Dad, don't have your number." So I gave her my number for Dad to call me, and lo and behold, he called. So me and Godfrey, what they call him, Jeffrey, we had a conversation about family, about getting together and spending time with each other and things of that nature. Had a good time talking to Godfrey, but I know it's Jeffrey Patterson, my cousin from my dad's side of the family, Uncle AJ's son. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna give a shout out to my cousin Cochise Williams, who passed away last week sometime. To the girls, I love you guys.
It's all recorded or transcribed.
If I have it, I definitely will try to give it to you or help you out any way possible as I can. Losing a loved one, losing a parent is probably one of the hardest things you'll ever go through in life. You know what I'm saying? But it's part of life. It makes you stronger. What don't kill you makes you stronger. Remember that, people. I know you don't agree with it, but it is what it is. But the thing about it is, though, things happen, and we have to, we just have to deal with them. In the way that, we don't normally deal with, how we deal with death is for its own taking from each individual, how they respond from that point on, when death is involved in a loved one, in their family. So, Coaches, love you, man. We'll miss you. You always gave me some encouraging words about the podcast. You would listen in. You never would talk, but you would listen in. Then you would give me some kind criticism, things that you didn't like when I talked about Carolina, or I think you were a 49er fan too. You never really talked about pro sports. We already talked about college sports. So again, cuz I'm gonna miss you. I love you, and it's just one of those things that happen, man. It's one of those things that happen. So let's move on to moving on. I think we got Dana on the line. Is that you, Dana?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How's it going there, my partner?
This one, man. It's a great day. Like to go, man, to you, your family. I know I can't be on the end of that, but family, if you need anything, just let me know. Um, I have to say, working on with my family to get myself. Y'all gonna get me in trouble today. My mom. Uh, I said, if I had to depend on y'all, I would get fired tonight. I said, if you keep on me not doing my moments, man. In one moment, it was on like Dallas Cowboy, Everton Wall.
Yeah.
I said, they need me to do more. Sister, I be doing a lot of traveling with my stepdad. I was there Saturday, and I'll probably be going back like on Friday because that's a long ride and the traffic is terrible after work. So I hit him up today. I told him it'll be better. Get better. Sit at his house and watch the Braves games when they home, but the Rays falling off. That's all I had to say, man. I'm just ready to have a good show. And I don't know if he did it, but we need to put up a thing for the fight this Saturday. I got Bud Crawford. I got Bud Crawford knocking him out in the 8th round.
Okay. So Dana, who's he fighting again? Because I don't get into boxing that much.
He fighting Earl Spence. You've been thinking about it for a long time, Daryl. I'm glad. I know you had your little conversations out of that, but Saturday night he's gonna bring them shots to you. So get ready.
Okay. So what's anything on your Dolphins as of right now? Anything going on with them?
Man, I just want to get a shout out to
Anything going on with them?
Mr. from Clemson. I can't stand his policy, but he's a good Dolphin. He's like crying over money and none of that. So big up, Chris. He said he coming in, he holding out. He ain't doing none of that. He said once you win the Super Bowl this year, they gonna have to break out the checkbook. That's all.
Okay. We're gonna talk a lot of NFL stuff right now, especially about the running backs and how they be
Running
paid.
back.
It's ridiculous. I'll tell you, it's really getting ridiculous. But let's go ahead and do this baseball thing. Um,
All right.
and I guess me and Dana, we kind of happy. I don't know about Mo, cause the Yankees ain't doing too good, but they won 3 in a row. They're 4-6 in the last 10, but they're in last.
Get all that money and you win.
So,
That's like lotto players.
so MLB standing for 2023. In the American League, we got the not surprising no more, but up and coming Baltimore Orioles of 61-38. They're 30-20 at home, 31-18 on the road. They're plus 48 run differential. They won 2 in the game, 2 in a row. They're 7-3 in the last 10. And I must tell you guys that my Los Angeles Dodgers took 2 out of 3 from Orioles, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Was it 2 out of 3? Let me see.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry for
yeah,
interrupting.
yeah. They took 2 out of 3. They won 6-4, 10-3, and lost 8-5. So they took 2 out of 3 from those mighty Orioles. That's right. We came east, and we came east, but we are the beast. And you got the Tampa Bay Rays, who are 61-42, 2 games out of first place, 36-18 on the road, 25-24 away from home. See, Dana, this is a problem with them. The going on the road is going to be an issue with them, right? But they're plus 44 in run differential. Lost 2 games in a row. They're 3-7 in the last 10. But they've lost a lot of games, even though it's lost 2. But if you look at it, they lost a bunch in a row at one point in time. And then I think there was one day last week or one day early part of this week where the whole East American League East had lost a game, and the National League West, all teams had won a game. I don't know if that's ever been done before, where everybody in one league lost and everybody in one league won. But yeah, that was something special I saw going on last week sometime. So then you got Toronto, you got the Boston Red Sox, and then you got the Yankees in last place. They're only 8.5 games out of first place. They're 31-22 at home, 22-24 on the road, plus 15 run differential. They won three in a row. They're 4-6 in the last 10. So now this is my question. I wish Mo was here to answer, so I can ask him this. So they need Aaron Judge to win it. They need Aaron Judge to win on the road, but they don't need him to win at home. I'm kind of confused. I'm a little bit confused here on that right there. So in the Central Division, we have the Minnesota Twins for 53-48. They're 29-22 at home, 24-26 on the road. Their run differential is 43. They won 3 games in a row. They're 8-2 in the last 10. Look, they might be the hottest team in the American League right now. And Cleveland Guardians are 49-50, 3 games out of first place, 26-23 at home, 23-27 on the road. A -1 run differential, lost 1 game, 4-6 in the last 10. At the end, you got the Kansas City Royals, who have lost 5 games in a row. But I think they did beat the Yankees. I think they took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees before they got this 5-game losing streak. Out west, you got the Texas Rangers, who are 59-41, 34-20 at home, 25-21 on the road. One run differential of 151, one game in a row. They're 7-3 in the last 10. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to pull up the schedule because I got to talk about my Dodgers. My Dodgers took 2 out of 3 from them. The score. Look, listen to the scores, Dana. 11-5. They 3 points away from a field goal, which made it 2 touchdowns. 16-3. They scored 2 touchdowns and they lost 8-4. So my Dodgers is rolling, baby. They rolling. They taking 2 out of 3. So that's 4 out of 6. So I mean, I ain't mad. I ain't mad at him right now. I ain't really mad at him right now. So Texas in first place, and you got Houston Astros are 56-44, 3 games out of first place at 25-25, 25-22 at home, 31-25 on the road. Impressive road record, plus 55 and run differential, won 1 game, 64 in the last 10. Angels, we going to talk about Shotani real soon. Seattle Mariners, very disappointed team is the Seattle Mariners for me, 50-49. I thought these guys were going to be in the running. They're not. Oakland A's, 28 wins. In the National League, who got if I'm not mistaken, Dana, they got the best record in the major leagues. Is your Atlanta Braves. They're 64-34. They're 30 games above 500. Smoking, baby.
We got to start giving these birthday presents away. They give it to the Brewers, and they give it to the Diamondbacks. Oh, baby. That's enough. It's not Christmas yet.
They're 64-34. They're 32-19 at home, 32-15 on the road. They're a plus 148 run differential. They won 1 game. They're 4-6 in the last 10. Like Dana said, they've been giving some games away. You got the Philadelphia Phillies are 53-46. They're 11.5 games out of first place. They're 26-19 at home, 27-27 on the road. They're a plus 8 run differential. They won 1 game. They're 5-5 in the last 10. Marlins is right there with them at 11.5 games out of first place. You got the Washington Nationals coming in the rear, 41-58. In the Central Division, you got the Milwaukee Brewers, who are 55-45. The 27-23 at home, 28-22 on the road. A run differential of a -6, lost one game to 7-3 in the last 10. Cincinnati Reds look like they're coming back alive, 55-46. Half a game out first place, 28-26 at home, 27-20 on the road, -3 run differential, but have won 5 in a row. They're 5-5 in the last 10. You got the Cubs, the Cardinals, and the Pittsburgh Pirates in last place. Pittsburgh started the season out smoking, Dana. And the smoke, they started the season out on fire, Dana, but now they're just smoking. Right now, last place. They're last place. I don't know what happened. Out west, my boys has regained the top seed in the NL West. Los Angeles Dodgers 57-41, 29-16 on the road. 29-16 at home, 28-25 on the road. That road record is impressive because they play 3 teams that are winning division: the Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles, and they took 2 out of 3 from both of them, which means that's 4 out of 6. I'm liking that. Lost one game, the 7-3 in the last 10. The Diamondbacks are 54-46. The 4 games in the first place, they're 26-24 at home, 28-22 on the road, a plus 11 run differential, lost 4 games in a row. They're 2-8 in the last 10. San Francisco Giants are 54-47. 4.5 games out of first place, 26-22, 28-25 on the road, lost 6 games. They're 4-6 in the last 10. And you got the Padres, who probably got the second most highest contracts payroll in baseball besides the Mets, are 48-52. 10 games in the first place, 25-23 at home, 23-29 on the road, plus 52 run differential, lost one game, they're 5-5 last year. And calling it in the rare is you got the Colorado Rockies. So Dana, I saw the Braves made some types of moves today. I didn't get a chance to read all of it though, but they made some types of moves. They made a couple moves. Let me go back. They got Braves acquired Perry Johnson, Taylor Hearn to boost the bullpen. The National League leading Atlanta Braves traded a pair of relievers Monday, acquiring right-hander Perry Johnson from the Colorado Rockies and left-hander Taylor Hearn from the Texas Rangers. The Braves had the best record at 64-34 in the big league in the NL West, but they have been hit with hard injuries, especially on the pitching staff. Reliever Nick Anderson, right shoulder strain. Delon Lee, left shoulder inflammation, and Jesse Chavez, bruised right shin, all on the 60 DL injury list. Left-handed AJ Minter is also out with shoulder inflammation, though he is still set to begin minor league rehab stint Tuesday and could rejoin the team by next week trade deadline. So y'all made some moves in the pitching department, Dane. Oh, look ahead. The Braves.
In the running.
Oh, stop it, Dana. So let's congratulate Fred McGriff, Scott Rowland, inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Baseball 2 Noah's Hall of Famers Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland joined the ranks of Immortals on Sunday in the same understanding manner that marked both players' career. McGriff and Rowland was inducted in the National Baseball Hall of Fame on Sunday during a ceremony on the grounds of Clark Sports Center in Cooperstown, New York. And ladies and gentlemen, I got to make it to Cooperstown. I've been to the Basketball Hall of Fame numerous times. I've been to the Football Hall of Fame one time, and I have not made it to Baseball Hall of Fame in New York. But I'm going to make it there. I know I'm going to put that on my bucket list probably for next summer. When the two players have often shunned the limelight, were tasked with speaking to a throng of fans in attendance, as well as a national televised audience on MLB Network. Both responded with eloquent speeches. So thank you, McGriff and Rollin. Now, Dana, I think that baseball is probably the toughest to get in Hall of Fame. I think football is probably the easiest to get in. Basketball is I want to say in the middle of the field.
In the NFL.
Yeah, they let your friends they let your friends in. So again, congratulations to McGriff and Rollins for getting in storybook career into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, young men. I know you will represent the Hall of Fame well, as you have been doing since you retired from baseball. So, since Dana doesn't have his Black History moment, let me go ahead and knock mine out the rocks. First Rhode Island Regiment. The first Rhode Island Regiment was a Continental Army regiment during the American Revolutionary War. The first Rhode Island Regiment became known as the Black Regiment due to allowing the recruitment of African Americans in 1778. This decision, designed to help fill dwindling ranks among the Rhode Island regiments, is regarded as having produced the first African American military regiment. However, since these ranks were never exclusively African American, instead blacks served in their own segregated companies within the large integrated unit. In January of 1778, Rhode Island had a great difficulty meeting troop quotas set by the Continental Congress, pursuing a suggestion made by General James Varman, who had commanded the First Rhode Island at the outset of the war. Vernon urged General George Washington to enlist slaves in the Continental Army. Vernon argued that the regiment of African Americans could easily be raised in the Rhode Island, which prompted Washington to pass along his recommendation to Nicholas Cook, the governor of Rhode Island. On February 14th, 1778, the Rhode Island Assembly voted to allow every able-bodied Negro, mulatto, or Indian man slave in the state to enlist into either a Continental Battalion been raised. The symbol further stimulated that every slave so enlisted shall, upon his passing muster before Colonel Christopher Green, be immediately discharged from the service of his master or mistress and be absolutely free. Rhode Island slaves owners opposed the new law, fearing the consequences of armed slaves on those still in bondage. This opposition prevailed in June. The Rhode Island Assembly repealed its law in its 4th-month period. However, over 100 free and formerly enslaved Americans enlisted. After the repeal, Rhode Island treasurer recorded another 44 slaves who enlisted. The first Rhode Island regiment eventually totaled around 225 men, including 140 who were African Americans. By far the largest percentage of blacks in an integrated military unit during the American Revolutionary War. Although the first Rhode Island regiment initially placed its African American soldiers in the separate companies within the regiment, the process eventually gave way once more African Americans were no longer recruited. Slowly, the entire regiment became fully integrated. The regiment first experienced combat at the Battle of the Bloody Run Brook in Rhode Island on August 28, 1778. Over the next few years, however, the first Rhode Island Regiment remained in North colonies, and as the focus of the war shifted to the southern colonies. In 1781, Colonel Green and many of his black soldiers were killed at a skirmish with American loyalists. Green's body was reported mutilated as a punishment for having led black soldiers. As the troops strengthened and George Washington's Continental Army diminished, the 1st and 2nd Rhode Island Regiment was joined to form the Rhode Island Regiment, which participated in the Battle of Yorktown, Virginia, in 1781. The engagement which led to the British surrendering and the end of the war. Yorktown. Now, Dana, I don't know if you remember watching Glory. Yep. I think this part of it. This has something to do with that right there because they have the Massachusetts. Massachusetts was part of that, I think, and they were part of that. This right here, but they was, I mean, it's part of Yorktown as well, but they don't mention them here. But again, this is the reason why I just drew my interest is because I had made a comment on my Facebook page about I can hit it on wrong about people not celebrating the 4th of July because of Juneteenth. And my comment to them was, if there was never a July 4th, we would never have a Juneteenth day. You know, don't get it twisted, because we had people fight in the Revolutionary War. Only person that everybody knows of is Crispus Attucks. We know he was the first black to get killed in the Revolutionary War. You know what I'm saying? And so this right here, go ahead.
Ain't no county for the Ron DeSantis. You already told that.
I heard he wants. I heard. Go ahead.
He just messed up all the black history. And history don't even count in Florida.
Yeah, he's going. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go off a tangent here and not talk about sports for a minute or so, because that's what we do here. It's just us.
Okay.
So my thing with Santos, though, is this right here. I think the problem with Florida is you have a lot of transit people that move to Florida from the north. You know what I'm saying? And you would think they would have more of an open-minded mentality when it comes to race or whatever the case may be. But you're starting to see their true color coming out of them. I don't know if it's because once they get across the Mason-Dixon line, which is Pennsylvania to Virginia area, I believe it is. When you cross the Mason-Dixon line or Maryland, they get stupefied. I don't know. I just don't know where it goes. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about you, Dana, but if you just think about where you live at, and just think about how many people that are transit that move to where your area is, you would think there would be a lot of people, right, that has a different mentality than Santos. You would think about the Spanish population down there. You would think about the Haitians population. You would think about even the Asian population, even the black population. And you would even think about the Spanish, I just say Spanish population of people that live down there, that they wouldn't vote for this guy. So I think that Santos probably is going to be. This would be it for him. What's your thoughts on that, Dana?
I don't think so. They rocking with that. Nobody's trying to stop him. He beat up on everything. It's just a part of it.
So there's no.
To me, he has his agenda.
Go ahead.
He has his people backing up his agenda. So like you say, smiling face, you don't know who's who. You don't know who's who down here now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because I mean, again, you got a lot of transit people that live in Florida, that's from other states. They just want to live. They want to get to the warm weather, and where it's warm all year round. Don't care about hurricanes. Don't care about tornadoes. They just want the warm weather. You know what I'm saying? And you even got people that live in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina that want that type of weather. There's nothing wrong with that. I love that type of weather, but I'm not gonna move to Florida where I got to deal with hurricanes and tornadoes and things of that nature. My father, I go with South Carolina. The farthest I go would be South Carolina. That would be my farthest I go. But yeah, Santos, I don't know, man. I don't know what the issue is down in Florida that people are really allowing him to get away with that kind of nonsense. That why do we allow him? Why do we allow him to get away with that? And why do we allow him to get away with that kind of stuff? Why do we allow him to get away with that kind of stuff in the year of 2023? It's beyond me. They want to go backwards for certain things. They want to go forward for certain things, and they want to keep things the way they are, which I don't really understand. I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And again, hopefully that people will use their voice and use their voice and vote and vote him on out of there. Um, come next election. That's all we can do is vote. And don't if you don't vote, you can't complain because and those are the ones that complain the most is the ones that don't vote. And my thing is you us as black people, Afro Americans, the struggle we went through to even vote, it went to the point where we had to take tests. We had to know all the 50 states. You know what I'm saying? The injustice that they did to us that allow us to vote, and now you have young people, you have old people that don't want to vote, but they want to complain about the decisions that Congress makes. You vote, and the person you put in, you want to hope that they do the right thing or they keep their promise of what they're going to do. It's just that cut and dry. It's that cut and dry. So yeah. So hopefully we can move on from that. So getting into some football news, and I think we got Lou on the line. So so right now we know that um Henry, let me pull it up here. Dick Henry, let me put up the information I want. Oh yeah. Dick Henry is the highest paid running back behind Nick Chubbs right now. Okay. And behind Nick Chubbs, I think it's your boy out in San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. Let me put my readers back on because I took my readers. McCaffrey. McCaffrey. I think it's McCaffrey. Let's see running backs. Let's go here. Updates. Um, running backs. Let's see. Top salary. Let's go top salary. Contracts. All position. Let's go. Running backs. Updates. Okay. All right. So these are running backs that have contracts that are pretty decent. Okay. So Alvin Kamara is making 75 million. Christian McCaffrey is making 64 million. Derrick Henry is making 50 million. Aaron Jones is making 48 million. Nick Chubbs is making 36 million. Miles Sanders is making 25. No, this can't be right. No, that's not right. That might be okay. That might be total. I don't want the total. I want that contract value. That's the contract value. I don't want that. I want the average. Let's go with the average. Okay, here we go. Okay, so McCaffrey's making 16 million. Kamara's making 15. Derrick Henry making 12. Nick Chubb's making 12. Aaron Jones making 12. So the last three running backs that were franchised, which is Pollard, Barkley, and Jones and Jacob, is making $10 million. Why do you guys think that that the running backs are being devalued now? And And I have to say this. I think that if you want to get paid now for your future, you got to do that as a running back. But after that, though, guys, James Conner is number 9. He's making $7 million. Miles Sanders is number 10, making $6 million. Austin Eckler is number 11, making $6 million. Joe Mixon didn't make things any better. He's number 13. He's making $5 million. So the issue I have is this right here. And I think Joe Mixon kind of killed the salary because he took a pay cut from Cincinnati Bengals so they wouldn't trade him. But Mixon, when you take that pay cut, that you're gonna be on the chopping block come next year. But they all had a Zoom meeting, okay, about their value as running backs. And my thing is right here. If most running backs that you have on your team that start, right, they pass block, they run block, they play wide receiver, they play tight end, they catch out the backfield, they catch as a tight end, they catch as a running back, they catch as a wide receiver, they do all of that. Okay. To me, the biggest thing that they do is they pick up blitzes. So that means somebody's coming full forward, coming with all the force at you, and you got to pick them up to save your quarterback. The reason why I brought that up because if I'm Daniel Jones for the New York Giants, I'm going to the Giants organization and say, pay Barkley whatever he wants because without him, I am no good. He is the reason why we won our playoff game against the Minnesota Vikings because what I did do was I got a chance to run the ball because they was keying on Barkley. So they really didn't matter. It didn't really matter if they was watching me or not. Barkley was the key to me getting the yards I need to get to beat the to beat the Minnesota Vikings. So Lou, let's dive deep into this situation. First of all, do you think that running backs get paid the right amount of money?
I really don't, but then you remember, tenure in the NFL is for 40 years. I mean, I don't think it's right, but it's, certain they get what they're worth.
Okay. Dana, what's your thoughts on the running backs?
I'm gonna put it this way. My feels distant cousin put it the right way this morning on Get Up, Ryan Clark. Running backs don't even count no more. Not to go first round. Because I agree, you could get a great running back around third or fourth round. And then he coming in and do the unexpected, that's the guy who's Derrick Henry. We got this newer model. We got this newer model do what you do. So we got to find a way to get you out of there so we can drive this new model. And I think it's a gift and a curse. But there's so much for you. But I think it's devalued because you have hybrids now. You have the different Tony, you have Debo's, you have even Tyreek Hill running the ball. You have these wide receivers and players running the ball. So I think they really are being disrespected because they never look at those big little things that the running back. What you said, pick up the bench. I look at even playing with these guys pick up the bench. So I just think that two things. You can be back because people playing the hybrid, and then the value you can find a better model in the later round.
All right, since you
Like,
said
what's the guy from Houston? He got all the big names out of there. David Pierce and went to Florida. He didn't hardly play in college, but when he came to the NFL, he was a man. So, but he got to pay attention to what's happening to his running back now. That's it. That's all I have.
okay, so you just said something, and I went and looked up some information. Ranking every NFL running back drafted in round 1 since 2000. And this is a list. LaDainian Thompson, number 5, 2001. Adrian Peterson, number 7, 2007. Marshawn Lynch, number 12, 2007. Steven Jackson, 24th overall pick, 2004. Jamal Lewis, number 5 pick, 2000, Ravens. Chris Johnson, 24th, 2008. Sean Alexander, 19th overall pick, 2000. Thomas Jones, number 7 overall pick, 2000. Number 9, D'Angelo Williams, pick 27th, 2006. Mark Ingram, 28th pick, 2011. Number 11, Reggie Bush, number 2 overall pick, 2006. Willis McGinnis, number 23rd pick, number 11, he's picked 23rd overall draft. Deuce McAllister, number 12, picked 23rd in 2001 draft, Saints. Ty Gurley, picked number 10, pick 2015. Number 14, Jonathan Stewart, 13th overall pick, 2008 by the Panthers. Ezekiel Elliott, number 4 pick, 2016, Dallas Cowboys. Number 16, Larry Johnson, 27th pick, 2003, the Chiefs. Joseph Adaya, 17th pick, 30th overall, Colts. 18th pick, Ryan Matthews, 12th overall pick, 2010. Melvin Gordon, number 15th pick overall, 2015 by the Chargers. Number 20th is Ronnie Brown. Number 2 pick, 2005, the Miami Dolphins. And you know what I'm looking back, and what I'm seeing is all these running backs. Every last one of these running backs, other than I think Ezekiel Elliott is the only one in the top 20. Deuce McAllister. I think he might be the only one. Them might be the only two that only play for one team. All these other guys play for 2 teams, two or three teams. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this right here, and Marshawn Lynch got drafted 2007, and he just retired. You know, he played 12 years of football. In 2000, he retired 2019 as Seattle Seahawks. So I think I understand that they're devalued at the position that they are, and I think one of the reasons, like you said, Dana, was that you can go out and get a guy in the second round that can do the same thing that a first rounder did at running back. But I think the thing that hurts more than anything else is that if he was that good of a running back, why didn't they get him? Why didn't they get him sooner than the second round? You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing is
because movie with I know it's in real life. They do it. Was Jeremy Maguire, and that's the one with and he was with the Browns. They devalue they demand for a player take other teams to stay around, to stay away from them. See, first is like this. When you lose, you take the high pick, you get your knees first. It's not a need no more. Let's see the defense, let's see the quarterback, wide receiver, or anything defensive, right? It's like defensive line. That's like back there. So now you thinking like, okay, now you're thinking like on like Wednesday night, the last, how you going to the guy that you can film and nobody else has really looked at. You know what you're up on. That's what they do. They keep us away from these guys. Like, oh, we got it. We don't know what they have. We got it. But then they don't say like, hey, I don't have to pay him once he starts balling. You don't have to pay him once he starts balling. So now it's like a gift and the curse. Now you got Sean and Gary sitting back like, oh, I was doing the same thing. Why I can't get the money? Because you're the old model, homie.
Yeah. And you know, if you go back and just think about Franco Harris, Lydell Mitchell, Marshall Faulk, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, and Franco was a guy, he would run out of bounds. Now Tony Dorsett would run somebody over. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care. No, but Franco would run 10 yards. He said, I'm not gonna let you hit me, so he went out of bounds, which was smart because you know he still got his scruples right now where Tony Dorsett is really struggling to have a decent life with two. I think he got two. I mean, I'm sorry, Earl Campbell was running. So I mean, Tony Dorsett ran people over too, but Earl Campbell was the one that was really knocking people over. You know, and I think that you look at his body now, and if you go back and you ask me, he probably would tell you, I don't know if I would still do that because he didn't have 2 hip replacements, 2 knee replacements, all that because he was knocking guys over, you know. And now you have running backs that they're only going to take with so much punishment now. So they know I think they know their value, but I think that you can't win. I just can't. You can't win a Super Bowl without having a decent running back. I can't think of a team that had. I'm gonna go back to the Rams who just won recently. Okay, they didn't have a number 1 running back. Cam Akers had got hurt, and even the year that he went Super Bowl against New England, Todd Gurley wasn't 100%. Right, they lost that one, but this last one they had running back by committee. So to me it's a doggy world when it comes to the running back. So you have to you know, it got to be honor among thieves. And the thing about it is that you have to say, okay, I want to get paid, but this is how much I want to get paid. Now, I don't know what Barkley's looking for, but Barkley should be up there with the top 5 easily. You can sit and tell me that he was injured for most of his career, but look, when he's healthy. Look at the chances that the New York Giants have to be successful with Barkley as their running back. If you ask Jones gonna say, pay the man, give the man his money, and they saw this coming. The Giants saw this coming because I'm gonna tell you right now. The Giants said, well, we're gonna give you, they're gonna say, Daniel Jones, we're gonna give you the money because we want you to be our franchise quarterback. Without no franchise running back, you ain't got no franchise quarterback. You know, if you guys really think about it.
Anyway,
say that again, Dana.
You better turn that way.
Exactly. And if you think about it, I gotta say maybe Aaron Rodgers might be a quarterback that didn't have. We know they didn't draft skilled players for him. in the first round.
Nope.
But they got players in the second round for him. They got free agents to come to Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? But again, you think about it. If you think about the time Aaron Rodgers was there, if you go back and really look, you probably find 1 or 2 running backs that made the Pro Bowl because they played with Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers made everybody around him better. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of those guys. You take your boy Dana
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino. Who was his running backs then?
He had a commit.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, Andre Franklin, Nathan. He never really had. When he got running back, he was in the boardroom. When Ricky Williams got his last running back, you can look it up. I'm not just blowing smoke because this is my team. Barry Sanders was on his way to the Dolphins. But Detroit didn't want to make the trade. If you look it up, he was on his way to the Miami Dolphins. I think this round when Jimmy Johnson was there. He was on his way to the Dolphins. He put something right now.
But again,
Barry Sanders.
Slowfoot and Scatfoot.
Terrible.
But this is what Chubbs had to say today. He says, the more time goes on, the more it might be true. NFL running backs are probably too good for their own good, at least when it comes to getting paid the money they're worth, and that they've earned. Over the weekend, the Cleveland Browns running back Nick Chubb took to the microphone to discuss the current contract struggles facing the NFL star's backfield players. The 4-time Pro Bowler with ridiculous squat strength, mind you, said he was part of a recently publicized Zoom call between some of the league's different making tailbacks. When asked to sum up the conversation, his personal thoughts on the situation. Chubb did not mince any words in the video by ESPN Jake Trotter. Running backs get deeper every time they break off. The running back digs deeper every time they break off a big run into the open field. Brown's Nick Chubb confirms he was on a video call. He says, as someone who will have their own contingent contract situation coming up in a few years, Chubb seems to see the forecast for the trees. Though noticeable, Chubb did sign a lucrative extension in 2021. Despite playing well, Chubbs knows he probably faced down the same non-existing negotiation table that's currently plaguing stars like Saquon Barkley, and Joseph Jacobs. Chubbs is up next and certainly won't be the last. With the collective bargaining agreement in place until 2030, there is no easy solution here, but none of these seem substantial for anyone who actually wants to play running back in the NFL. Now, I'm gonna say this. I think that they need to get this thing right, because at the end of the day, for every good quarterback, you got a good running back that blocks for you. I don't care if he's a fullback. I don't care if he's an H-back. He's in the backfield. So to me, he's considered a running back. And for now, I kind of understand Barkley getting franchise tagged because he hasn't been healthy enough to really show what he can do. But we saw what he could do when he's healthy. When you have a decent coach, when you have a decent line, when you have a decent offensive line, decent wide receivers, and things like that nature, we saw what they could do. Okay, and they just traded for the tight end from the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken, right? Waller, to go along with that team they got now. They sure enough gonna show out. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna show out anyway. So I think that within itself lets you know that the running backs are valued. Now you take Jacobs, who led the league in rushing this year, and he gets hit with a 10-man franchise tag. Now, people may say, well, man, $10 million is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But when you go out there every Sunday for 17 games plus more and get pounded on, you get stomped on, you get stepped on, you get spit on, you get grabbed, they grab you in your private parts, you know what I'm saying? And they spit on you and all that other stuff. $10 million should be more. There should be more than what they're getting, because they're giving up their life. You know, you're the only one actually that's going full force into an offensive line, to a offensive line, to a defensive line, to run into a linebacker, to maybe run him over, and to be tackled by your free safety or your strong safety or your corners or somebody of that nature. So your body touches about 6 people within one play, and that does take its toll. But again, pay me like I deserve to be paid. I'm not saying an astronomical pay, but with Henry making 16 mil, give him close to that. Jacob, you led the league in rushing. So I'm gonna say this to you guys. If I'm a running back and I'm coming in the league, all right. If I'm drafted in the first round, I got my guaranteed contract, right? So what I'm going to do on my guaranteed contract is I'm saying to them, if without injuries, if I can get this amount of yards in the first 3 years, let's renegotiate my contract. If I can get you to the Super Bowl in the first 3 or 4 years that I'm there, let's renegotiate my contract, because I proved to you that I can be that person that you need to get you to the next level. You don't see too many Patrick Mahomes out there. You put anybody back for Patrick Mahomes, he can still get it done. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the great quarterbacks. But that's where I'm coming from as a running back. I'm just like, okay, this is my contract now. Let's talk about my incentives. Go ahead. Somebody has something to say? Okay. So I'm just gonna put some incentives in my contract. Tony Pollard took the easy way. He signed for that. He's a 3rd round running back, right? But he's achieving a goal because you have a running back within Ezekiel Elliott that's been in the league for a long, long time. Okay, Ezekiel was number 11 or something like that. What was the number? Let me see, 10, 11, 13, 14. Okay, he came in the league in 2016. It's 2024 now, so 2023. So he's 7 years in, right? He had some Nixon cuts and things of that nature, And what it says here about him, it says a 2-time NFL rushing champion, Elliott on his own page to join fellow Cowboy greats Tony Dorsett, Emmitt Smith, in Canton, Ohio. A 3-time Pro Bowler, Elliott averaged 1,668 all-purpose yards, 11 touchdowns per season during his first 5 seasons down. Now, listen to what I just said. All-purpose yards. So that means they use him as a wide receiver. They use him as a running back. They use him as a tight end. They use him in the best of their ability. So pay the man. Just pay him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, because what's gonna happen is you devalue the running backs, and the running backs is gonna say, well, I don't want to be a running back no more, I'm gonna be a tight end. Or I don't want to be a tight end, I'm gonna be a defensive end. You know what I'm saying? You still gonna have somebody that wants to be a running back, but when it comes time to get paid, then he's gonna be mad because they're gonna say, well, like they did with who's a running back? They just got traded not too long ago. They said at the 7th, 8th year, you devalue your position as a running back. Who was it they traded? I can't remember. Somebody. Come on, help me out here, Dana. Just got traded this year. Running back.
Traded who?
The running back that got traded this year. Oh my goodness.
What? Shoot.
Oh.
Who he played for?
I can't remember who it was, but they said that no. He didn't get traded. They released him. The running back from Minnesota.
Oh, Dalvin Cook.
Yes. They said in year 7, you're going to decline, because they said the stats say that. The stats say, analyst says that you're going to decline. And I'm gonna say this to the stats. Give me stats on Adrian Peterson. Give me stats on him. Tell me what his stats are like. This guy have had an ACL tear, came back the next year 100% ready to roll. He's been still playing football. I don't even think Lou. I don't think he retired. I don't think he has retired yet from football. So how can which bothers me, Adrian Peterson, which bothers me when huh?
He officially retired.
Oh, did he retire last year?
I seen that himself. That was about, what is it?
2 years ago?
Like after the Super Bowl.
Okay, let's see what he got up here. Cause they got him in here. Come on.
I thought he retired.
It's this what it says. Now, Adrian Peterson played with the Vikings, the Saints, the Cardinals, Washington, and the Lions. The fifth leading rusher in NFL history, Peterson is a three-time rushing champion and member of the NFL 2010 team. In 2012, AD was named league MVP after rushing for 2,970 yards, the second highest total in NFL history in history. In 2015, Peterson became the second oldest player in the league to lead the NFL in rushing at age 36. The future Hall of Fame is hoping to land on a Super Bowl contender team for the 2021 season. So I don't know when this article was written. Let's see. This is written in 2021. So this is 2 years ago. So yeah, he might have retired from that. But again, running back to lead the league in rushing. So tell me again, how do you devalue running backs that do that? They're against all the odds that said, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. And he comes out and proves them wrong. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. I don't agree with it at all. But it is what it is. And hopefully they get this thing right with Barkley and Jacobs, because if you don't, these running backs gonna put so they're gonna put so many incentives in their contract that when they get to that fourth year option, like if they go team option, I'm out. Because I know you ain't gonna pay me what I deserve. I'm going somewhere else and I'm gonna win. And when you start doing that, then I think that's when you get to the point where the teams are like, you know what, man, he gave us 3 good years and now we gave him a player option. No, we're not gonna do that no more. We're not gonna give him a player option no more. We're gonna give a team, we're gonna get a team option. Okay. And I'm gonna say, okay, I'll take a team option in the 4th year. So, but if I get the incentives that I reach in the 4th year, then I need a new contract extension. You have to pay me like you need to pay me. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get your money from your team if they do team option. If you do player option, you're still going to get your money, because if they don't want to give you your money, then you move to another team and get paid. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, again, what we're going to see really soon is a lot of teams that are going to go to a lot of incentives in the contract. A lot of incentives. A lot of incentives in the contract. So we're gonna stick with some football right now.
Running back.
So
that's all right.
So tell me, guys, and I got 3 teams, and I want you to tell me why when I ask you this question. If you pick whatever team you pick, the Bengals, the Chargers, and the Bills have what in common?
They never won a Super Bowl.
And what else? Okay, that's you're right. They never won a Super Bowl. They've been to Super Bowl, but they have never won. Never won. Out of those 3 teams, what team do you think, Lou, has an opportunity to win the next Super Bowl?
I don't think. Well, I think the Bills are due. You know, they have a good spring game. The one hand was coming back strong. I think the Bills wasn't what they did last year. They should have won that division game last year. You know, and I think they got snubbed. I think it was a quarterback and trying to take. They are going to be the top team in the NFC, in the AFC East, and because they get along, they're going to be the part of the Bills. It's long overdue. They've been back, coming back about. They've been there 4 or 5 times. They have one. It's gonna happen. They have a strong team. I have no doubt they're gonna do. They're gonna do it this year.
Okay.
To make it there.
Dana, who you got?
I have the Cincinnati Bengals. They have everything. And see, and one thing that the other two teams really don't have that I don't see the unity that they have with quarterback. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, I in the playoffs. The Chargers receivers can stay healthy. You don't know what you have. I don't mean that there's unity, but no cohesiveness, like nothing together, no rapport, no nothing. You always start with the 2 or 3. But I think the Bengals have a family to do. They love their quarterback. They ride for their quarterback. They get what they call it. What they call Kansas City before Kansas City Field. This is a borough town or something, whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, I gotta go with the Bengals. Now this defense gonna let them down. The offense won't. They keep stand into Kansas City. You got to get Kansas City out of that place, man. You got to get them out of the Arrowhead Stadium.
Okay.
That's what you got to work on. You got to get them out of that stadium.
Okay.
Something about the noise fighting them up. That's a bad thing for the opponents. I think if the Bengals get them out of that stadium, they might win the Super Bowl. Because it's nothing in the NFC. There's nothing in the NFC for you to worry about. Not like the AFC. It's nothing.
So let me ask you guys. Stuff
like that. But other than that, it's nothing to worry about.
Okay.
This is all the Eagle fans. I want to piss y'all off right now. Jalen got money. He got paid. He would never be the same again this year. I'm talking that we overpaid him. I want you to hate me.
Oh Lord.
And you Ravens fans, Lamar Jackson won't be Jack either. I want you to hate me.
So
he's overrated.
So
he's running back.
So I would have to say that I gotta go with the Bengals too. I think the Bengals probably got the better team out of the 3. Buffalo got some issues going on between Diggs and their quarterback. Chargers
back me up.
Chargers I don't trust the Chargers. I don't trust the Chargers offensive coordinator for real. Their head coach. I mean the defensive coordinator, who's the head coach. Because you
talking about the Cowboys coordinator.
Because you give up all these points in the second half, and you fight an offensive coordinator. He ain't the reason why you lost. The reason why you lost is because your offense couldn't score, and it's not his fault. But the defense gave up all those points too. But you don't fire yourself. You fired the offensive coordinator. That doesn't make sense to me. So I got to go with the Bengals. I think the Bengals got the most complete team out of those 3 right now. Okay. So let's go to close contenders. And then I'm gonna let you go first. Close contenders that you think could win a Super Bowl. Lions, Jaguars, Vikings, and the Browns.
Oh. Oh. Let's see. You messed me up with this one. Oh. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go. Since we talking team unity, since we talking camaraderie, rapport, I gotta go with the Lions.
Okay.
As they were cheer for their coach.
Okay. Lou, who you got?
In this trash division, oh boy. William Pullman. I think William Pullman is the one the Lions. I think they're going to the Lions as well. They improved last year. I think they're on to something. Otherwise, this division's a dub.
And I have to almost agree with you guys. Even though my Browns are in the conversation, I have to go with the Lions. I think if the Lions, I'm not saying the Lions got to beat Kansas City on Thursday night, but if the Lions come close to beating them, that's saying something about the Lions. That's saying the Lions have arrived, and you play the Super Bowl champions, and you come close to beating them at home. So I got to go with the Lions, okay? And I think that what the Lions have is you got Jared Goff, who played against Kansas City. Remember that it was a Thursday night or Monday night game where the score was like 55 to 53 or whatever. So he know what it is to have a shootout with Kansas City. He got wide receivers, he got running backs, he got a tight end, got a good offensive line. Jared Goff just has to be able to keep his composure and not choke under pressure, right? And they can get it done. So I got to go with the Lions on that. What we got next up here? Next up here we have how long will it take for one of these teams? Which team do you think will win the Super Bowl sooner? Panthers, Texans, Titans, Falcons, or Cardinals? I'm gonna go first on this one. Damn. Did I say that? This is really hard. Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Titans because they have a quarterback that's been in the playoff. They got a good running back, and now they got D Hopkins. So I'm gonna go with the Titans that could be the next team in the near future to win a Super Bowl. The Panthers are still working on it. Texas is still working on it. Falcons they're quite a distance away, and I don't believe in the Cardinals not one bit at all. If you got a quarterback that rather play PlayStation than really look at his playbook, then I guess there's no place for you in the NFL. That's just my opinion. Dana, what's your thoughts? Panthers, Texans, who's closer to maybe win a Super Bowl out of the Panthers, Texans, Titans, Falcons, or Cardinals?
Nobody.
They just said nobody.
Nobody. I see all those rebuilt. You said Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, I'm saying who could be in the future, could be a Super Bowl. I'm gonna say.
In the future.
Yeah, in the future.
Okay. I have to go Titans.
Okay, that's what I had. Lou, who you got?
I'm going to Titans. Everybody else is years away from it. Titans have a shot.
Okay.
Give him a shot.
Okay. That's a fair choice, and that's why we all agreed on that.
Yeah.
So the Washington to be named again Commanders have a new owner. There's rumors that they're going to maybe change their name again. This off the top of your head, Dana. Washington, if I say Washington, give me a name for the team that you say. Washington.
Washington Redskins. Okay. I'm being a jackass. I'm being a jackass. I'm gonna go. What about Wolverine?
Okay.
I know it's hard. It's like or like werewolves or something. You want something intimidating, but I don't know, Washington Ways or something.
Lou. Washington.
Whatnot. You're gonna get to find what they want to call themselves.
What'd you say?
The whatnot. I said the whatnot.
It's the whatnot.
I'm a working there for so long, guys. Hopefully you still find out which is the same like that.
I don't have a name for them, but I think that because they're in Washington, it got to be something like I would say the Washington Senators or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That would be like the Senators or Washington. Because the Commanders this is not sitting well. And I'm glad that Magic Johnson is part of the ownership. They're looking to build a new stadium, and they have 3 places in mind. I had them written down, but I don't know what I did with them. But the thing about it is, I don't think none of the stadiums are in DC or in Washington. I think they're in Virginia. I think one might be in Maryland, okay, and the other 2 might be in Virginia. I'm not for sure, but I don't understand why they should go ahead and tear down the old RFK Stadium and put the stadium right back there. I mean, come on, guys. You're going to tear up some more land to build another stadium? Come on. And I mean, we knew this was coming after he sold the team. And then I don't know if you guys realize this, Dana, but remember when I said that I felt like him buying the team and making money off the team is not good. It defeats the purpose of him getting rid of the team. So what's going to happen is he's got $60 billion in fines he have to pay. So they're going to recoup some of his money back from the team. I don't know, with $6 billion and he got to give back $60 million. That's a nice little chunk of change that he has to get back. But now what happens with this though is that nobody can come back and sue him for anything. Anything that was going on with the team. Basically, what it is he buying his way out of not being sued by anybody else. That's a clause they put in the contract that if this is what we want from you, you can say yes or no. If you say no, then you open the can of worms for anything and everything that happened to you. But we're going to take if you give us a $60 million, then we're going to be good in the hood, in the neighborhood, and we're going to be okay with that. So that's what he's looking to do, is take that money and vamoose and take that fine and keep it moving. Okay. So let's look at some baseball news here before we get to basketball. Now we all know that Showtani name is being brought up so much right now. I mean, it's like that's the hottest topic out there right now. That's hotter than they're talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Lakers and the New York Yankees all combined. They're talking about them so much. And what they're saying basically is that they need a bed partner for Shotani. So these are the 9 teams. These are 9 teams that could be a potential landing spot for Shotani. These are some teams I don't agree with because I don't think they're going to trade them to these certain teams. I think that any team that's in the American League, they're not going to trade them there because that means they get to see them more. And if you trade them to the National League, you might get to see them. You'll probably see them twice, maybe. So those 2, I guess the Angels feel like the two times they see him, because they may play a 3-game series and he's going to pitch in the home series and pitch in the away series. So you're going to see him 2 times. Though if there's 2 losses, they're less factor the meaning thing compared to if you put him in your division and you guys see him in the playoffs, or you put him in the division and you play in the game where you're trying to get in the wild card, or you're trying to win the division, and that's where you got to go up against the Angels. So the Rays, they're a no-go. They're a no-go for the Rays. Orioles are no-go. Yankees are a no-go. Red Sox is no-go. Mariners are no-go. Rangers. Now the Rangers have the best farm system right now. They're saying they have the best farm system of players that they want to get for Shotani, right? But right after that, Dana, comes the Dodgers. Okay. And there's rumors that the agent has already been talking to the Dodgers. You got the Giants, you got the Padres, and I don't see the Braves in here anywhere. Now, somebody told me earlier today that the Phillies was in the runnings, and what I looked up farm systems. Who has the best farm system of crop baseball players coming up in the near future?
The Rays.
Philly wasn't even in the top 10. You had the Rays, and in American League you had the Rays, and you had the Orioles, and you had the Texas Rangers. Not in that order, but those 3 teams you had. And they said the Rangers have a lot of the Rangers are a team that has a lot of guys that the Angels would love to have. That means they got to see Ohtani a whole lot. Then in the in National League, it was the Dodgers, the Padres, Milwaukee Brewers, and then it was the Philadelphia Phillies. That in that order, that's what I saw. So, and then I think the Braves was right underneath Phillies. But as the owner of the Los Angeles Angels, basically his new owner, he has to look to ship him somewhere because they're not doing well. And you're cheating this guy out of playing some meaningful baseball since he's been in the league. Rumors is that he always wanted to be a Dodger, but the Angels outbidded him for their services. And the Dodgers they said the Dodgers could have outbidded them. The Dodgers could outbid them, but they looked at their pitching staff and they said, we can win with the staff we had back then when he came in. But now you look at it, guys, they don't think so now. They think that they need to add him to the rotation as a starting. He's a starting pitcher, and he's going to be a DH. You know what I'm saying? So that helps out him so much in the near future going to another team. But depending on wherever he does go, guys, he should want to go to a contender, right? And out of all the teams I said, let's go back and look at this. The Rays are contenders. Orioles are contenders. Yankees aren't right now. The Red Sox aren't right now. The Mariners aren't right now. The Rangers are. The Dodgers are. The Giants aren't, and Padres aren't. Well, the Giants are a little bit. They're in 4th place, but the Padres have. The Padres will have to give up a lot I think they will get some. I think they want some of their players right now, and they don't want they went with the farm system. But I think with the mind thought of the Angels right now is that they want farm players to come in and that they can groom to play. But now, let me. The question I really want to ask you guys is, if you trade Ohtani, what do you do with Trout? Do you keep Trout? Lou, do you keep Trout or do you let Trout go?
I think you got let him go.
And he's probably going to, and I think Trout ends up in Philly because that's where he's from, the East Coast, and Philly's kind of like when they got Bryce Harper, they gave Mike Trout another contract extension that was huge. Dana, what's your thoughts on Trout? Do you let him go? Do you clean the cupboard and you start with new porch, or do you just let Trout stay out there?
No, man, you free him. Let him go.
Okay, so now let me ask you guys a question. Why is it okay for baseball to allow players that's been in the league a long time go to a team that has opportunity to win the World Series, but you don't want that to happen in football or basketball? I need to know. Dana, I need to know. Tell me. Why is it different? Why do you think it's different?
Because the old men more competitive and you got people like Jerry Jones, competitive owner, Robert Kraft. You don't want him to keep getting players ahead to get to the Super Bowl. You want at least have a team that never wins. You don't want to keep helping your enemy. And he needs because I do. Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones.
Okay.
You don't want them top tier teams to go every year. Like the Steelers and the Cowboys and the Patriots.
Okay.
You don't want that.
Okay. I'll sing with you on that. Lou, what's your thoughts?
I couldn't hear a little question. Read it again.
The question is, why is it okay for baseball players to trade players that might not make the playoffs or ever or been to World Series ever, but in football and basketball, you're hesitant to trade those superstars? Why do you think that's the case?
Yeah, that is kind of baffling. But you just say the football basketball, well, not baseball. Because you didn't understand what for example, I think that that there should be good things towards the getting team. How do you bring in this sports to get all? I don't think that's right. So I think they're right to go to the getting team.
Okay.
Really isn't that super right now. So that's the only choice they have. Because without Ohtani, the Angels are sunk. Or like your coach with Kelly, I think you should take it.
Okay, and I agree with you on that as well. It's just weird how baseball allows your major players to be traded. In football and basketball, they will not do that. They would not do that. So Dana, here's an article I'm reading to you about how that the Dodgers may be the team that Ohtani goes to. It says former Los Angeles Angel employee makes bold claim about Ohtani linked to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Whether the Los Angeles Angels trade Ohtani or not appears to be coming down to how teams perform ahead of the August 1st MLB trade deadline. Continue to push the wild card spot, and the Angels may decide to hold on to the generational talent. Yet the alternative would be to lose him in the hunt for October, possibly leading to trade for Ohtani, who has who's in the last year of his contract with the Angels. Chances are whoever deals for the AL MVP frontrunner will not only be in the heart of the playoff race, but also considered one of the top contenders to sign a two-way superstar to a long-term contract when the season is over. Naturally, all the Angels' crosstown rivals, Los Angeles Dodgers, have been mentioned as one organization that could spare no expense in pursuit of Ohtani. Yet one former Angel employee suggested the baseball community should look elsewhere for potential destination for the three-time All-Star. One former member of the Angels who knew owner Art Maroney well had to say about Ohtani being linked to the other LA teams. There's no way he says there is no way he trades Ohtani to the Dodgers. They're talking about the old owner. Even if that was close to the book on the Dodgers' chances, they shouldn't feel bad. They're not the only one who apparently have no shot at the game's greatest talent. But he says here, but the challenge comes from the AL West rivals like the Texas Rangers have a very slim chance of landing the best player available in Major League trade deadline, and that if Ohtani actually becomes available. If the Angels may not like it, it's hard to imagine the front office considering the best offer that comes their way. If they allow him to become a free agent, then his landing spot will definitely be the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's been a fan of Nomo and a fan of I don't know what's the Asian guy that coached that pitched at the Yankees, Lou. I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And it says here, those are the two pitchers that he follows. Being that he loves to live in Southern California, he definitely would give Los Angeles Lakers he would definitely give the Los Angeles Dodgers a hometown discount to stay out west. So I don't know. I'm just saying it would be nice to have him, and to see how well he does play for the Dodgers. I would love to see him in some Dodger blue. I just want to see the guy play some. My main thing is I just want to see him play some meaningful baseball in October. If he plays with the Dodgers, okay. If he doesn't, I understand. I'm not gonna get mad about it because it just wasn't meant to be. But that's my whole thing is we're losing history why he doesn't get a chance to play in postseason play. And that's what I love to see him do going forward. All right. You guys got any question, comments on Ohtani and where he might end up going?
He's gonna go to the Dodgers.
You know what? I think he will. Yeah. I think and I tell you what, I think if the Padres are playing better baseball, I think it would be a shoe-in for him to go to play for the Padres because the Padres would definitely outbid the Dodgers free agent wise. But the Padres gave up all their pieces to get Soto, and the other guy they got from the guy they got from y'all last year, Dana. Didn't they trade for somebody from y'all?
Freddie Freeman?
No, Padres. The Padres. Who did they get? They got two people in last year during the trade deadline.
Oh, Padres.
Yeah.
I know you. I can't think.
Yeah. So they gave up the farm system for that right there. But I think if they were really competitive, that would be a nice place to go for him. Speaking of basketball, guys, Joel Embiid says, I want to win a championship in Philly or anywhere else. Do you think the Sixers have something to worry about, Dana?
Yes, they do.
Lou, do you think the Sixers have anything to worry about?
Yeah, I think they do as well.
I'm gonna say this: the Sixers got a lot to worry about because for the simple fact that
Yep.
you have to surround him around good players, okay? And if you don't, he's at the point of his career now where he doesn't want to. He sees a handwriting on the wall because first of all, what you did do was you got rid of your head coach who who has created him to be in the running for MVP for the last 2 years. He gets it this year because he whined about it. Nobody likes Philly. Nobody wants me to win MVP. No, no, I want to win. Let me win the MVP this year.
Yeah.
Joker said, you know what, bro? I'm going to give you the MVP because I'm about to win the title. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? So all that happened. He gets to the MVP. It gets in game 6, and he says, well, they didn't give me the ball. They didn't give, well, this is what he said. He said, this height. Well, they didn't give me the ball in the last 4 minutes of the game. If you're the doggone MVP, you don't have to ask. I mean, you shouldn't have to ask them. You should demand the ball. Give me the ball. I'm the reigning MVP. I'm putting you on my back. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this game 6 in the last 4 minutes. Didn't happen. Game 7, third quarter, James Harden gave up. Then Embiid gave up. But again, Embiid says, I need to be surrounded by more players to help him get better. Philly doesn't have those type of players. And now with the situation with James Harden, who said he's going to force himself out of LA, out of Philadelphia. And I'm going to say this again, guys. I'm mad at him. I'm mad at him to be in the Hornets' nest. Because you got my coach fired, who I like, Doc Rivers. Okay. You got him fired. You get Nick Nurse there, who's a great coach, who coached the most pacified. What I call LeBron James the most not pacifying. Well, okay, let's do pacifying. You coach one of the most pacifying players in the NBA in Kawhi Leonard, and you won a title with him. And you don't want Nick Nurse to be your coach going forward. You want to go to the Clippers? Joe, what is going on with you? What's going on, man? Give Nick Nurse a try. You know what I'm saying? And then Embiid was like, "Yo, we'll be okay if you change your mind. You want to come here and play." He must don't know the Philly fans, because Philly fans ain't going. They're not going to be this happy. They're not going to be happy with him. No. If he comes back on this team, regardless of what he said, if he comes back and he doesn't get traded, comes back and says, "Oh, I'm gonna save face. I really want to be here. This is where I really want to be." They're gonna be like, "Yeah, baloney. We don't believe you. We don't believe nothing you saying no more. We don't believe nothing you say. We don't believe nothing you gonna do. Why don't you just go ahead and leave and let's build our team around Embiid." You know what I'm saying? But Embiid wants, and the thing about it is, Embiid really is going to have to leave because Philly is not going to be able to get the type of players around him that they want to play, because now they can't take no more. They didn't tank enough. They can't take no more at the point they are now, because if you tank, only thing you do is get draft picks. Now, draft picks may help you get somewhere. It may help you get some of the players that you want or some of the players that you need. But at the end of the day, are you gonna be ready to win a title? That's gonna be the question mark. So if you're Embiid, and everything has transpired. Doc Rivers gets fired, who helped you get the MVP, which you should have got an MVP last year, as he said. Bringing Nick Nurse, who's won an NBA title with Kawhi Leonard, who is the most most what I say, whatever I said, I can't remember the word I said. And you go low management. His face is plastered on low management in the dictionary. Don't you want to give him a chance, Dana?
Yes, sir. Why not?
Exactly.
That's why I don't understand why your boy is being a butt herter, because this guy has won a title, and now he's in Philly to help Embiid win a title. Now the thing about it is, again, Philly didn't really do a lot free agent wise, and so if they were, they'd have did it by now. James Harden is the ticket out of there. He's gonna be the person that wants to leave. Okay, but they want to get draft picks back. Philadelphia's in the same situation, guys, as the Portland Trailblazers. But Dana, let me ask you a question. You're James Harden, and you don't get traded, and you gotta go back to Philadelphia. What's the conversation gonna be like? What is speech you gonna say to them guys to make them believe in you as a basketball player?
First of all, I want to apologize for getting Doc Rivers fired because I ate McDonald's. I got big, and I just didn't want to do my best for them. And now I want to come back and prove to you guys that I want to stay here and want to ball and win the championship, and then I'll leave. So, together right now, put the ball in the Reese Maxey and I just dribble. We will win the championship. We won't give up on our coach. I'm going to give you the best 88 games until they trade me. So I'll come free agent and leave.
Lou, give me your best speech now. Best speech, Lou. They ain't. That's not enough for me I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna rebuttal what Dan said. I'm gonna rebuttal, but Lou, come on, give me your best speech to keep me. I'm Maxie, and I want to know why I should forgive you for wanting to jump ship when we were Game 7. We was in Game 7 to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 7, yeah. I mean, that was a heartbreaker. The Celtics are pretty flat. Yeah, at home and you get embarrassed like that. I think it was just like what happened? You know.
Yes. So you're James. You're James, but you're James Harden, right? You're James Harden, and you want and they didn't trade you, but you want to come back to. You got to come back to play with us. But I'm mad because you didn't want to play with me. I want you to convince me to want to play with you again after you said that you wanted to trade.
Yeah. So you want to play like I think he didn't want to play. He didn't want to play. He didn't play.
Okay. So Dana,
yes.
You're James Harden. I mean, I'm James Harden. You're Maxie.
Okay.
Guys, I want to come to you. I want to apologize. About me wanting to leave Philadelphia, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Me and Doc Rivers just didn't get along, and yes, I did throw him on the bus because I felt like I couldn't be the best James Harden I could be under Doc Rivers. Even though Doc did help Embiid become the MVP, He hindered my game. He even said it was a challenge to coach me. And being that he didn't want to, and I didn't want to listen to what he had to say. He didn't want to listen to what I had to say. And I wanted to play the way I wanted to play. But look, when Embiid was out, we won game 1. I scored 41 points. I still have it in me. I just wanted to find somewhere that I felt I could be appreciated. And I didn't know if I could be appreciated in Philadelphia with Doc Rivers being the coach now. I don't know anything about Nick Nurse. But I'm willing to give him a try. I'm willing to come back and give you my all in all to see if we can make this, if we can get out of the second round of the playoffs and maybe get to Eastern Conference Finals or maybe get to the finals. And the only thing I'm saying to you guys is that just give me the opportunity to prove it and show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you on the court that I want to be here, and I'm gonna forget about everything that happened in the past, and we're gonna make this work. I won't even talk about a trade. I won't say nothing about a trade. Um, because I got a new I should get a new contract coming up. So I'm gonna be here for a while. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to let you guys know that um I'm gonna play every game as hard as I can so that we can get that number 1 seed and we can have 76ers home court advance throughout the playoffs. Do you forgive me, Dana?
Listen, it's always forgiveness. But we need to know if you all on the board and call with us, man, we the championship. Because just because you don't like something the coach do, we don't know if you're gonna change your mind and not become a team player. You're gonna try us with this whole Superman ball, superhero ball. You just gonna put up any shot you want. So it's 4 players on the court with you, and it's like 9 teammates on the bench. So we need to know that we need to show you when it's time to make this run. Those got better. I mean, we keep trying to get better. And now, it's probably about 2 things that we're gonna. I mean, the Celtics are always better. Then you have the Hawks coming up. I mean, you're gonna be here ready to give us the push, man. Are you gonna give us James Harden? Or you just gonna give us James Harden? Because we need to win, man. You ready to keep us out of town. I think if you would have got rid of you before playoff time, we would have been all right. You just being Simmons and controlling. It's true.
Wow.
Ben Simmons can pass. That's all he gonna do is 10 points. You give us 10 points, but we don't know if you in it for us, you in it for you. ESPN highlight and that. You want to do that? Just got rid of Westbrook. What you think?
Okay.
That's all, man. But for me, I need to know if you need to win it. If not, don't even wait for our time coming back to the team.
Okay.
Because I think we can do better without you. But if you really give us your best, I'm going to keep you on. But I can trust in you.
Okay. That's cool. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So.
Because if you don't play good, we got one of them girls from the WNBA. So you want a man that's one man.
Oh my God. Yo, so now we had that conversation. So now Joe Embiid has, tweeted stuff out that, he wants to win a championship in Philly or somewhere else. And right now they're saying the team that has the most valuable assets are the New York Knicks. Does Embiid now think about this? If he goes to New York, they got to trade, they got draft picks, they got players they're probably going to want. Do you think he puts them at that next level? Because you're going to have they'll probably keep They'll probably keep. Let me look at their roster real quick. NBA. New York Knicks. New York Knicks, please. Thank you. Okay. So if they would trade, if he would get traded to the New York Knicks, they're probably going to want Mitchell Robinson, the center. They probably will want Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickly. Probably be 3 players. They'll probably throw in Evan Fournier and maybe RJ Barrett. Evan Fournier probably get bought out. RJ Barrett would be probably could be almost like the 2 guard, or Emmanuel Quickly could probably be the guard there. And that would so your starting 5 would be Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes. They have to find another forward because they're gonna give up RJ Barrett, okay, and Evan Fournier. They keep Julius Randle, and Embiid becomes their starting center. And actually, you could probably put Isaiah Hartenstein in the role of the power forward and move Julius Randle to the small forward, and keep the same starting 5 with Jalen. I think it's a formidable team, but I don't know if they're going to be better than Milwaukee. I don't know if they're going to be better than Boston. I don't know if they're going to be better than the Miami Heat. I don't know if that team would be better than half the teams in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So this is a thought process of Embiid. I can't see Embiid playing with nobody else but the Sixers, to be perfectly honest with you. But if they do trade him, he would be the last piece of the process that didn't progress to NBA final. And that's the sad part about it, because they put a lot of time and effort in that process. And you look at the process they lost. They lost Ben Simmons to the process, Jahlil Okafor to the process. They had a lot of pieces for the process, and they never became the process. They never progressed to being a process. So I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know where this thing's gonna lead them to, or how it's gonna end up being for them. But it's gonna be really tough for the Sixers to move forward. Even if they get rid of James Harden, even if Embiid forces himself out of Philadelphia, it's gonna be hard for the fans to adhere to this. But at some point in time, you got to move on. You know, you have to move on. And even with Damian Lillard, man. Dana, give me your thoughts on Dame's situation, because now they're saying they don't even want to trade him.
Because you don't want to be there. I mean, how can you renege on him like that? You told him I'm going to trade you. Now I don't know what's happening with Miami and the Portland Trailblazers, but how you going to do that to him? I know Miami doesn't have the pieces you wanted. I don't know if they have the draft pieces, but how you going to do that to him? Now he probably don't want to be there. You talk about James Harden quit on the 76ers. Lillard might not even show up. I do think if they promise him that, they need to give it to him.
So now let me ask you a question. Do you give him up for peanuts on the dollar, or do you try to get quality players back?
Man, I want it out of here, because you know, create something, you might create something that you don't want. Yeah, I mean, you already promised me that you're trying to get rid of me. You promised me. I can't. And you know what? They probably really asked him where he wanted to go.
And see,
where he wanted to go.
And then I think to me that was the biggest issue that they did. They should have never revealed where he wanted to go, because even though he may have got traded to somewhere else, I would have tried to flip him, to send him Miami. I'm like, okay, I'll trade for him, and then I'll trade for him. I'm gonna flip him to Miami and get what I want from Miami, if that was the case. But I think where it hurt him and it's hurting James Harden is that now everybody knows that they want to be traded to certain teams. Kevin Durant situation was a little bit different because it came out at the last minute that he wanted to go to Phoenix because there was other places that they talked about him going to, and Phoenix came in maybe in the 11th hour and pulled a trade off. So that was cool, but he kept it underneath his hat. Like after it was all said and done, they said, yeah, he that's where he really wanted to go. So we try to make it work for him. You know what I'm saying? And they did. They got in, and they got some good pieces back from Phoenix. They got Brooklyn's going to be a nice team going forward. They're going to be really competitive team going forward. They're not going to be team that's going that's going to just lay down and let you beat them. They're going to fight you tooth and nail to the scoreboard says double zeros, double zeros. You know what I'm saying? But I think the situation with Dame is, and the problem is that nobody want to work with Slick Hair Willie. They think that he's very arrogant, and nobody's going to do a three team trade for them to get him. That's the problem right now, because Miami feel like Miami is so arrogant. If you think about it, nobody believed in us. We got to where we got to, and we only believed in ourselves. And we all know they played possum up until the last game against Atlanta Hawks. They lost that game against Atlanta because they didn't want to play Boston at the beginning of the playoffs. They wanted to get Boston on the back end, which they did do, and they succeeded and won Game 7. But I think the arrogancy of the Miami Heat is what's causing them not to be able to get Damian Lillard. I've never seen other teams say, "Nah, we're not going to get involved in that trade." I mean, I'm not going to say I haven't seen it, but not to this point right here where, okay, well, we're not trading him. As simple as that. He's not getting traded now because you don't have the pieces that we want. You know what I'm saying? And Slick Hair Willie mad now. He probably slicked his hair back so much that he got when he wake up in the morning, he got drips on his pillow. He got Jerry Curl drips on his pillow because he's just that mad. But but the thing about it is that's what happens when you're so arrogant that you miss your calling. And that's what they just did. They're gonna miss it. You know what I'm saying? And if they just would have been a little bit more humble, he might have been in Miami by now. You know what I'm saying? A third team probably came and said, okay, you know what? I'll take Tyler Hero and I'll give you this, and I'll give you that, and I'll give you these draft picks. And Portland, you go ahead and get these draft picks, and then you go ahead and tank next year, and we'll make sure that you get the number 1 draft pick next year. We make sure that San Antonio don't get the number 1 draft pick again. Going forward, we'll make sure because Commissioner, you can do that. Commissioner, you can do that because you did it before. You do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. And so I think that's what's really hurting this trade with Dame. Now I did take Dame's side for a little bit when they told me, they said, well, Dame should have a couple games so they could tank, right? But they tanked, and San Antonio still got the number 1 draft pick. Booyah. You know what I'm saying? So he did some things that they asked him to do. But again, Dana, do you just give him up for peanuts to the dollar to make him happy? I mean, he's going to retire. He's definitely in the Hall of Fame. He's going to retire. They're going to have his number up in the rafters in Portland because he's been so faithful to the team. But do you sacrifice your future for his happiness? And I gotta say, you don't. As an owner, I gotta do what's best for my team. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's where people are getting mad at because of that right there. You look at the situation with Bradley Beal. he goes to Phoenix, and look what they get back in return. They don't get a lot back for him, but they felt, okay, well, we're gonna send you where you want to go. We're gonna get some pieces back, and we're gonna see how we're gonna make this work. And nobody gets mad at them for doing what they did, but everybody's mad at Cronin for being a general manager that he's supposed to be, because he got to do what's best for his organization. And if you listen to the fans, some fans will say, or you listen to talk radio, some fans were like, yo, it's time for him to go. Let's trade him. If we can get what we want, then we can move on. But if we don't, then why should we sacrifice our team for his happiness to go to Miami? You know what I'm saying? And that right there is the biggest key. But again, I think, guys, him letting it be known that he wanted to go to Miami was his first mistake. Because what he just said, I want to trade. Do like Kyrie Irving, I want to trade, and then you go ahead and ghost the team and go where you want, go where you think you want to go. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. It's just that cut and dry, man. I don't know. I just this is I'm out. We're in August, to be honest with you, and if we're already in August, in a sense, because it's July 24th, so I think we're like you say in August, and I think that if you don't make a trade by September, or you don't make a trade by the middle part of August, it's not going to happen. You saw a trade with Kevin Durant that never happened before, where you moved all these pieces around to get the pieces you want, and it hurt you in the playoffs because you had no bench. You know what I'm saying? And I said I couldn't see that happening in the middle of the year, and it did happen. So anything is possible, but again, I think Dame is I know he wants to go to Miami, but it got to be another place he can go to and want to play ball, and hopefully gets to the NBA Finals. Because even with Dame on Miami, I think that makes them. But you got to look at the pieces they lost. Like they lost a lot of pieces. They lost. Vincent went to you guys, Dana. That's a good pickup. And the other dude went to the Pacers, which is a big pickup for them. And so they even saying that the value of Tyler Hero is going down because he was injured. So now Miami don't have anything really to give the Portland Trail. They can give him a draft pick, but the draft pick gonna be late in the rounds because Miami's just that good. They're gonna make the playoffs next year, and I think they might be in the playing game because now everybody sees the hocus pocus that they did. The hocus pocus that they did, right, to get to where they got to. So everybody's gonna be looking at them. Oh, you're the Eastern Conference Final champions. Oh, we coming at y'all. So every game's gonna matter for them now. They're not gonna just sneak up on somebody in the playing game no more. They're gonna have to fight their right to party all night to get to the playoffs next year because ain't nobody gonna let them sneak in.
And Jimmy Butler won the championship anyway. He won the hero.
Lord hammer. Yeah, so I mean it's gonna be a fight to the finish, man. How this thing goes down, it really is, and I'm really excited to see how it's gonna happen because nobody thinks it's gonna happen. I just want to see if it does happen. You know what I'm saying, and see how well it goes, for the Miami Heat and for Jimmy Butler. Next week, guys, if you guys get a chance, read up on Northwestern coaches were subject to alleged hazing. We're gonna talk about that for a little bit also. We're gonna talk about Malik Willis, at Tennessee Titans, the quarterback they drafted last year, and now they drafted another quarterback. And why is it that Dalvin Cook is still out there, and nobody wants Dalvin Cook? And I think the only one to offer Dana, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are the only one to offer him a contract.
The Dolphins and Patriots offered. The Dolphins is too low.
And the Patriots, with the Patriots offer him?
I think the Pacers offering them like by around 8.
And they got
Dolphins offer around like.
And they got salary.
Like 7.
Yeah, they got salary cap. The New England got salary cap money as well. Oh man, so we will see. We will see.
It's almost football time though.
Yes, it is. Hopefully we can get you. Hopefully we can get you and Mo on here, and we can start doing our picks for the division.
Nobody don't never finish with me, man.
I know. Do you guys picks for who you think gonna win the division, the playoffs, the Super Bowl, so we can write that down on paper, so see how far it goes with that right there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 8:30, guys, and we're gonna cut this short, man, and let you guys go ahead and hang out with your family. And because I'm a little hungry, and I didn't get nothing to eat. I ate some before the show. I ate some cheese and crackers, and I had to go back to my job because I had some people down at one of the schools acting up. So I had to go back down there. So I ended up leaving. I got back here late, so I couldn't fully get the information I wanted. And for some reason, the website that I got my information on they changed the format of it. I don't know what they did, but they changed the format. Maybe I have to reboot or something. I don't know, but it changed itself around. So, guys, again, I wanna Mo, I know you're supposed to come on. Hope your sister made it there and safe and sound. Hope your mom's doing well. Dana's dad doing better, which is good. My cousin Godfrey, better known, his name is Godfrey, but they call him Jeffrey. Had a mild stroke and he is doing better. He had no paralysis, no nothing. Talked to him on the phone and it was good hearing his voice. Again, I want to give condolences to my family, my cousins, for losing their dad. Coach Cheese Williams passed away just recently. I know I'm missing somebody. Oh man, I don't know how I missed this one. Ooh. Mom, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mom. Yesterday was my mom's birthday, heavenly birthday, July 23rd. Mom, please forgive me because the day is the 24th. That's probably why I didn't pay attention to it. But man, let me tell you what I do on my mom's birthday, Mother's Day. What other day we go down there? Mother's Day. I go Mother's Day, her birthday, the day she passed away, and I released balloons. And just so happened I had 4 balloons yesterday, and one of the balloons got caught in a tree. Right, I couldn't grab it. I'm 58 years old now. I don't jump 10 feet in the air no more. And plus, it's a pine cone tree. Had the little pines. I wasn't trying to jump in there. Nothing. I was dressed real nice. I had a white shirt on and everything. So I didn't want to get that dirty. So I was like, okay. So my wife kind of fixed up. She said, baby. I said, what? She said, maybe that balloon's here just to look over Mom. I said, okay, I can deal with that. But I sat there and watched the balloons go in the sky, man, and they went way up in the sky and they had the clouds there and stuff, and it just was a surreal moment for me, man. To know my mom's at peace is the thing that makes me feel so good. But what makes me feel so sad is that she's not here with me. And I remember I had a dream about Mom, and I said to her, I said, Mom, I said, why can't God let you come back? We're me and her talking, and we're having a good conversation. And she said, Kevin, if I come back, I'm gonna come back as who I was then, not who I am now. Do you want me to come back as that person that you didn't know or you didn't understand? I was like, Mom, I understand now. I understand. I want you to feel happy, be where you are. Just remember that we love you down here. And she is definitely my rock. And I miss my mom so much, man. But I know she's in a better place. And it just and Dana and Lou, the hardest part about it all for me is that when I ride through Harrisburg, there's always something to remind me of my mom. My mom lived right around the corner from me, right? And I ride past her house so many times. My mom worked at a grocery store at Wise Food Market for the longest time, for like 30-some years. I ride past there, I see that. I go to Hershey because he worked at Hershey's, and I think about my mom. It's just so much. The church that we grew up in, I go past that church, and it's just so many memories of my mom, and she stays fresh in my memory, and which is good. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel good that I can sit and talk about my mom and not cry, because I feel that good about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm adjusting to it the best way I know how, but man, I do miss her. So I really do miss her. And I'm gonna tell people out there today, if you got a mom and you got a dad, man, love them as much as you possibly can, because when they're gone, they're gone, and there ain't no coming back, man. Only thing you have is memories. They're good, bad, or different, but if you got them here, man, give them a hug. Just say, Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be for no reason at all. Just to see them and tell them you love them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go tonight. We gonna holler back next week. We'll be on Facebook next week because it's the end of the month. So we should have some fun there. We should have Mo back. Dana should have all his material ready to go. His moment, his Black History moment. And he bring that fire and desire that he had that one time before. Man, that was man, I had so much fun that day.
I have a little fire and desire. It's just a couple things kind of floating. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Yeah.
I will have people talking.
That's
You got to hit that right button like I used to do in that group. How I used to do.
Yeah. Lou, keep up the good work, brother.
But we don't get these raises.
Lou, you keep doing what you're doing. We're supposed to have Rasul was supposed to come on so we talk a little bit more about about the Washington Commanders or whatever the name's going to be going to the future. But I guess he got a little busy, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And so
I got the whole story right through the Commanders or Snyder being and of course I have a little bit of joking as it too. It was a riot.
All right. My man Lou always comes through. But you guys have a good night, man. I love you guys. You be safe. Take care of yourself.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.